Hello garden friends, I'm back, and we've got a little bounty here in front of us. It's going to be sort of like a fruit mukbang and tasting. So the fruits that we got today, this is the governor's plum that I was kind of showing you that was coming along on my tree. This right here is the Razzlequat that we just looked at, and I wanted to give you a better look at the inside of the fruit. Back here, these are gin berries. Gin berries, or they're called orange berries. And then I've got some red strawberry tree fruit right here. I've got my Wampy. Finally, I may have kind of let them ripen too much, but over-ripened, but they look still edible and nice. I have some jujube here. This is a honey jar. And then these are sugar cane right here. And right here I've got the che fruit. I don't know if I've ever really did a tasting of che fruit, but I've got it here. So let's get right into it. First thing I want to do, maybe we'll start from least sweet to sweet, okay? So let's take a look at, this is the Razzlequat, or it's called Coachella Ermelman. So that's what it looks like right here. We'll go ahead and split one open carefully. And this one is around 3 centimeters. No, it was like 34 centimeters. Excuse me, millimeters. 34 millimeters. This was the biggest one on my tree. This one is probably more typical of the size on my tree right now. And these are more like 2.5 centimeters. So we'll open it up. Nice lemony kind of flavor scent. Feel the juice kind of running down. I didn't feel any seeds. There's one seed in there. So it sort of looks like a lime on the inside. And smells roughly like a lime. And give you another close-up of it here. This is what it looks like. There's the one seed. And we'll pull it out. So that's a precious seed right there. I'm going to plant that out and see what it turns out to be. So we'll go ahead and do our refractometry on this. Bit of juice. So this is the bricks on this is 8. So 8% bricks. We'll taste it. It does kind of have a limey taste, maybe a little bit of an off flavor to it, but it's not really particularly distracting or anything. And there's what the little vesicles look like. It looks sort of like a Australian finger lime, but then more juicy, and the vesicles don't pop out quite as easily. And that's that. Now the rind, we can taste the rind. That's something you wouldn't really want to... It tastes just like a regular citrus rind, maybe like an orange rind. Nothing you'd really want to eat like a kumquat. Okay, so what's next? We will go to... guess we'll try these little gin berries. And the gin berries are so tiny, and you can kind of tell when they're starting to ripen, when they start to become translucent. And then when you can see the seed in there, that little black seed. So let's go ahead and taste one. And there's the seed, little black seed there. Takes up most of the fruit. Now, it has some sweet It's man, that's hard to describe. It has a little bit of as if you're eating a little bit of a curry berry to it, but also tastes different than curry. It has a kind of like a little almost little spice to it. And I don't really drink, so I most people say it tastes like gin. I guess it has that gin flavor to it that I'm having trouble describing. Here is the size. It is roughly 8 millimeters, 9 millimeters in size. It's a little pink, and you can kind of see the little veins in there. I think next we can try the this mandarin melonberry, or it's called che. These fruit, this is kind of a big one, but these fruit are pretty tasty. People say that they taste sort of like a fig, or similar to a fig. I don't really kind of get that when I eat these. This one is about 33 millimeters. But it's kind of like eating, it's almost like a watermelon-y and melon flavor mixed in with like maybe a raspberry. Let's cut one open. When you pick them off the tree, if they're not ready or ripe, then they kind of have this latex coming out of the stem part. And also when these are ripening, they go from not ripe to starting to get all these black spots in like a day or two. So we'll kind of take another peek. I didn't get to give you a close-up of it right here. Bumpy, lumpy, kind of weird looking. Inside it has like kind of a core, and it looks sort of like a strawberry in a way. It's got a mild sweet flavor. Let me go ahead and do a bricks on it. 1 second. Let's see what the bricks turns out to be for this. This is 17. So 17 bricks on this. It's really good. I should eat more of these. A lot of times I don't seem to pay attention to them, and they kind of go, like I said, from that sort of not ripe to ripe, and then they go bad. But what is different about this to me is it's like taking a watermelon, giving it a different kind of texture, like, and making it like as in making it kind of chewy, but not fibrous. But it's quite tasty. I really recommend it growing the tree if you can, and if you have the space for it. Let's try one of these governor's plums. Governor's plum. It's about the size of a small grape. They probably get bigger if you care for the tree better. The inside has a little, like a cluster of seeds right there. They're actually kind of spread out through it, but there's kind of a cluster right there, the seeds. You can see them. And as you can see, it looks sort of like a, kind of like a grape in the middle. And we'll do a bricks on this. 1 sec. Alright, so this one is interestingly about the same as the che. It's about 17. So let's try it. All right, so I was in the middle of doing the taste of the governor's plum, and I my SD card conked out, so I'm gonna continue with that. Let's go ahead and pick out some of the seeds here. Actually, maybe I'll just go ahead and bite into it. So There's the seeds. The seeds are you can, if you wanted to, you could probably just bite into them and crunch them, and they're not too hard. But then you'll get that kind of weird taste to it. But when you eat these, it tastes sort of like you're eating like a plum and a grape mixed together a little bit. It almost has qualities of both. The skin is real thin. It's almost like a miniature plum, tiny miniature plum that sort of reminds you of a grape because it's so small. But they're really, it's sweet. Not a whole lot of complexity to the flavor. The skin actually does have, you know, when you bite into a plum, and you've got that little taste of that plum skin. It actually has that taste. So that's the governor's plum. It's good, easy to grow. You just have to have a male and a female, and it doesn't take a lot of space. Kind of a nice, curious plant to have in your collection if you're a collector. All right.